Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining today. I'm hoping that I can give you an idea of how to keep track of what die sets or embossing folders that you might have on hand. Oftentimes when I'm designing, I might have a greeting and I'm not sure how to place it on the card, or sometimes I might need a little something extra and I try to remember, what do I even have on hand? So instead of going through each die individually or pulling out my punches or my embossing folders, I found a way that works for me that I want to share with you. Every time I get a new die set, I make a point of running all the pieces through my Big Shot with cardstock. If I get a new punch, then I punch out a sample, and my embossing folders, I do the same. I run through a piece of cardstock so I know what it looks like. It's also a good memory trigger too, because once I've seen them, then I can remember too what I have. And then I group them together and I adhere them to a piece of cardstock, and then I add them to this binder. I use page protectors so that I don't ruin the pages each time I flip through. So you can see here all my groups that I've got and how I've got them all grouped together, and then I have little labels and it tells me what stamps or what die set that they actually even come from. So now I've got a visual of what all the pieces look like that I have on hand that I might be able to use. It's really a great visual and makes things a lot easier. So then for my embossing folders, the same thing. These are all the samples. I'll pull it out so you can get an idea here of what it looks like up close. So now I can see, what the brick and mortar punch looks like, or embossing folder looks like, or the Tasteful Textile 3D. I've got it all there as a visual so I can see what it is. And then I've labeled each of them so that I know which embossing folder that I used, so that if I see what I like, then I can just very easily go and I can pull that embossing folder. So I'll put these back. These page protectors are great because it really does help keep everything nice and neat and tidy, and it makes it easy to add things as well as I go along. So there's my punches as well. So I do the exact same thing. I have all my punches punched out, and then I've labeled each of them so that I know which they are, so that when I go into my drawer, I know exactly which punch that I might be looking for. There's a few ones here, like this banner die here, for instance. I've actually put out the piece that cuts out, so I might be able to use either piece somewhere down the road. And then I've labeled all of them so I know exactly what they are. So then when I want to go to my dies to pull them out, I've actually, of course, had to decorate with my designer paper all my folders. So how I do that is I have a nice shoebox that I've got. These are the magnets that I get them from the dollar store, and then I cover my a piece of cardboard with some pretty cardstock, and then I put the letter on it of the alphabet, and then each of my die sets I label with the name, and then each of my dies also, you can see, is on a magnet, on the magnet piece. This way it's easy for me to pull in and pull out. Just another piece of cardstock that I've used to decorate. I guess I kind of go a little OCD. But anyway, so you can see how easy it is. And then I just keep my extra magnets there, so when I get a new set, I can easily just add them. And these are my embossing folders, so the exact same thing. I have some pieces of cardstock in here ready to go. And then I've labeled also all my embossing folders with the name of the set so I know which one it is. It's just so much easier, I find, because now when I find something that I like, all I have to do is to go to each of my boxes and pull out exactly what I need. I hope you found this helpful and can use some of it. And I appreciate you coming to watch today. Thanks so much.